Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Dad's Expensive Hobby.
What's up?
Today, we are taking a look at the SH Figuarts exclusive edition Super Saiyan Gogeta. I am a couple of days behind schedule. This figure got hung up with work and just family life and wasn't able to do it. I wanted to basically do this video in two separate videos, one for a review and one for a comparison with the other Super Saiyan Gogetas, but I'm kind of running out of year for that, so I'm going to kind of combine them. So this video is going to be a little bit different than you're normally used to for me. It's going to be a review of him with some comparison components with the other two, and we'll talk about which one I think is the best of the three like usual, but just bear with me, it might be a little bit longer of a video than I normally do. But let's get started with the packages really quick. This is the SH Figuarts package right here. It's a typical, event exclusive type packaging with that kind of, contrasting like red or whatever color they choose, and then the black background looks pretty decent window right there showing us everything inside. On the back, it is typical SH Figuarts, with the figure images still a little bit too small, could probably use the space a little bit better, but not a bad package. Now if we look at the Demoniacal Fit Hero Waltz, very similar, obviously different image, but basically the exact same concept on the front and on the back. They both look pretty decent. And then we have the Kami 1, where it comes with two packages, and I am not a fan of Kami 1's packaging. They don't look super duper good to me, but they are what they are. So as far as this particular round of comparisons, I will definitely have to go with either Demoniacal Fit or SH Figuarts, whichever one kind of suits your fancy. But let's see how tall he is really quick, and then we'll stand him next to the other ones and kind of take a look at him. Oop, and do you see that pop off? That is something that bugs me too. We'll talk about it more here in a minute. To the top of his head, he is not quite 6.5 inches, about 6 1/4 really, which would make the entire figure about 16 centimeters, give or take. So let's stand him next to the other ones and we'll kind of look at him, not in depth, but just kind of take a look at him real quick. And here he is with the other two versions of Super Saiyan Gogeta. Of course, right here in the middle is the SHF version, the newest guy. And I've got the Kami 1 on the far left with the Demoniacal Fit over there on the right. Basically, they are the exact same thing, more or less, with little individual spins. This guy's hair might just be a fraction of a millimeter shorter than the other ones, but all three of their hair sculpts are different and in their own way all look good. But basically, I mean, it's going to be a pick your poison as far as the height and stuff. I don't think any of their heights are wrong or inaccurate, to be quite honest with you. But that's what they all three look like. Basically, hairline to hairline, they're all the same size. Shoulders are basically the same width, yada, yada, yada. I want to pull him out real quick next to his other SHF counterpart, the blue one. And obviously, this is a much older figure. From the waist up, they are the exact same figure, but from the waist down, they are different. They have different legs, but I just want to show him. This will be the last time in this video you'll see him, but I just kind of wanted to point that out. Now for accessories, this guy don't come with much, and that really sucks. He is definitely the weakest of the three of them. He does come with one head sculpt that looks pretty decent, and he comes with 4 different face plates. He comes with kind of a serious face on him in the package. He gets a grinning face, an open mouth yelling face, and a teeth gritting face that honestly, I'm not a big fan of any of these face plates, especially the teeth gritting face kind of looks like Gotenks. Anyways, he also only comes with 9 different hands, 2 fist hands on him in the package, then a wide variety of open style pose hands that are basically reused Goku hands. And I'm going to point out that there is no instant transmission hands with this, and that really sucks. Fuck. And if you were hoping that he comes with an energy effect, he does not. So suck on that. That is terrible. So anyways, we're going to move on. In contrast to the Demoniacal Fit doesn't come with much more. He comes with 1 head sculpt and 4 face plates that all look pretty good, but he comes with 11 hands, and he does have that energy ball. I think it's called the Soul Breaker or something like that. Somebody correct me down in the comments. So that's a decent spread. And then lastly, we've got the Kami 1, and he comes with all kinds of shit. He comes with 4 different freaking head sculpts. I think he gets 10 face plates. He comes with 2 different types of vests that you can swap out. That's pretty cool. And he comes with a shitload of hands. I think he's got like 16 different hands. He's got a set of cross arms attachments, exchangeable forearms, and even exchangeable butterfly pieces for the upper body. So he definitely, by a landslide, wins the accessory portion. Now for aesthetically, he's not a bad looking figure, to be quite honest with you, but then again, all three of them actually look pretty good. In classic, SH Figuarts style for their event exclusives, he has the kind of pearlescent type of finish on the hair and on anywhere that needed paint for like a uniform or anything, so he looks all right with that. Not my favorite paint, but it actually looks pretty good on the collar of the vest and the shoulder pads. And the hair, I'm kind of getting used to that metallic pearly type of Super Saiyan hair that they've been using. Matte finish on the skin, matte finish on the pants and shoe. Well, not the shoes. The shoes are very plasticky. We'll cover that here in a minute. He does have a little bit of a wash around the belt that looks pretty good, and around the leg wrap, so that's not bad looking. The colors, as far as the pants, I know some people, there was a little bit of contention as far as what color that should be. Some say white, some say gray. I don't have a problem with that. Whichever one you want, I don't really care. The belt length, I know this is more accurate. I don't think that the long sash that goes along with the Kami one is accurate, and the Demoniacal Fit has a long one as well. I think those are both a little more inaccurate. I think the ones that are on the SH Figuarts are more accurate. As far as the shape of the hair sculpt, I think this one is pretty accurate, and I think the one for the Kami one is pretty accurate. Theirs, of course, had some lining up the hairline issues or whatever, but I think the shape of that looks pretty good. I did take a little bit of issue with the Demoniacal Fit as well as other people. I think it wasn't quite as wide, but I like the paint that they've done on the Demoniacal Fit better. That matte finish with the fading and shading as far as darker down the roots. I like that a lot more. So as far as hair is concerned, I'm going to go with the Demoniacal Fit, with this one probably in a second place right there. That hair paint style is growing on me, because Kami one, they just kind of put I don't even want to, maybe canary or mustard yellow, and it's just plasticky looking, not my favorite thing. With this one, no shading in the muscles, same as the other two. The pants, the Demoniacal Fit has a little bit of shading. There's none with the Kami one back there. This one, it's kind of shading, but it's more like highlight, because the bare pants themselves are gray, but this one has a little bit of white kind of look to the front, at least on the bottoms around the knees and the bottom of the pants. So that looks cool. That's a little bit of effort. And like I said, this one has some wash in the wraps around the ankles and the belt. So that looks pretty decent, I guess. Shoes on all of them, none of them look really good, but this one actually looks the worst, because these are just straight up plastic. At least the Kami ones and the Demoniacal Fits have more of a matte finish on them. Now, let's get into the faces for a minute. I hate the face plates that are on this figure. I don't like them. They're a little too wide, and they're angular in the jaw, but the cheeks still, to me, look kind of chubby. They look like Gotank's faces to me. I could just be a lunatic. Tell me down in the comments what you think. As far as like the Kami one faces, they're a little sharper, still a little soft, to be quite honest, but they look a little more like Gogeta to me than this. And the Demoniacal Fit, not quite as wide of a jaw, which might be accurate, but I like the seriousness that they captured with the eyes. So as far as faceplates, I'll probably have to go with the Demoniacal Fit. Everything else is a wash for the most part. All three figures look good, and I do like the paint that's right through here on the vest. I like that look. That looks pretty darn good. But let's move into his accessories, or not accessories, but his articulation, because as far as the overall aesthetic, I would probably have to put him at second place, with a slight edge, I guess, more towards the Kami one, because of the details in the vest look a little bit better. But everything else is pretty much a wash. It's close. Now, for his articulation, this is where he is really going to lose some ground, and it irritates me. We'll just start at the top. He's got a neck joint just like the other ones, and he'll look down pretty decent. Not going to look up at all due to the hair sculpt and the fact that he's got that horse collar around him from the vest. All three of them have that aspect, but you can move it around a little bit. But I'm not going to pop the head off, just take the faceplate off and show you that he uses that damned ball hinge in the neck. Son of a bitch! That bugs me to no end. I hate it. It's 2025 and they're still putting that on figures and it pisses me off. The Kami one and the Demoniacal Fit both come with double ball pegs and their head movement is fantastic and both their necks move pretty good as well. Now that I've had that little rant, let's move on. The shoulders, all of them shoulders are weird, but one of them's a little worse than the other two, but we'll talk about that here in a second. But his shoulders will come out to almost 90, not really 90. That's kind of crappy. We'll do a full 360. Very nice butterfly way across the body. If you can see that way across the midline, I like it. And it's shaped pretty good. And if you kept the cap up there, it wouldn't have any gapping or even showing too much black. So that is really, really nice. Kami 1 has a decent butterfly, not as good, but his shoulder movement is a heck of a lot better. The Demoniacal Fit, if you've watched my video, you know that he has some trouble rotating his arm. It'll pop off. The same with the blue one as well. So that is a big problem. So this guy, the Kami 1, is probably the winner there because he comes out to a 90-degree angle a little bit better, even though this one's butterfly is really nice. His bicep swivel works. I mean, I'm not really going to compare those. None of them have really great elbows, but his barely comes to 90 degrees, so that sucks. Let me see if I can engage it a little bit better and get you a little bit more. Okay, there we go, 91 degrees. That's still not very awesome. All their wrists is a wash because it's all a ball hinge, and you get your rotation, and it'll move how you want it. Now in the waist, the abdomen here, they've all got a abdominal crunch. His works pretty good. Minimal gapping because that jacket will hide it, or the vest, I should say, will hide it. He'll lean back, but he does get some gap right there, so that sucks, the big one. But it's a double ball peg in there, and you will get what you're looking for, and we'll talk about that popping off here in just a second. You will get what you want, but it will get a little ugly right there, so that's not very good. The other ones, if you've watched my videos, they move pretty good with minimal to no gapping. Ball peg down in the waist, that works like it should, so I'm not going to hold that against him. Nothing special. The other two do the exact same thing. Now check this crap out. That is disgusting.
We have a problem.
The other one, the Super Saiyan Blue from SH Figuarts, did fantastic splits. And this is different engineering than that one. Why they use different engineering, that is shitty, I don't understand, but that is terrible. And it has dangle for some reason. That makes no sense. It's awful. I hate it. It will go up a little bit above his waist. If you roll the leg out, that doesn't look good. And it'll come back, whoop-de-dee-doo-dah. That is just awful. These two do great side-to-side splits. They do great front kicks. They won't kick back because they've got booties sculpted on them, but I don't even care that he'll do that because he won't do anything else worth a shit. All of them's thigh swivel works all right. His double jointed knee comes out to 90 degrees. That's fantastic. Even though they've sculpted for it to go past that, it still doesn't. So that's a big swing and a miss. I hate it. Not that the other ones had fantastic range in the knees, but they looked a little better than that. And I don't like that kneecap right there. That doesn't look good. Look at that gap. That is awesome. Holy crap. Anyways, no swivel down here in the shin or anything. Ankles all suck on all three of them, really, for the most part. No up for sure, little bit of down, and an excuse for an ankle rocker. No peg hole in the bottoms of the foot. And the toe hinge looks like teetotal garbage. That is awful. But I'm calling the ankle movement a wash. And the knees, for the most part, I'm not going to pick a winner there. But the overall articulation has to go to Kami 1 for sure, because he doesn't have any really standout problems. The Demoniacal Fit, their shoulders are an issue. Everything else moves good. He's got issues in the hips. He's got a little bit of an issue in the shoulders. So his neck joint pisses me off to no end. So he is coming in dead last there. Okay, final thoughts / I'm going to just kind of rant a little bit here. Overall, I am not impressed at all with this release, but by the time you all are watching this, you're probably not surprised you've watched other people's reviews. This figure kind of sucks, guys. I'm not a big fan. I'll go ahead and declare the winner reluctantly because personally, I like the Demoniacal Fit the most, but that has a lot to do with his price that we'll talk about here in a second. But as far as overall figure, the Kami 1 figure is the best Not unfortunately, just against my feelings, the Kami one is the best one. Now, let's talk about their prices really quick, and then I'll give him a grade. The Kami one, I think, was out the door like $80. His base price before shipping and everything is $80. That is insane for what he comes with. He came with the same amount of shit as a budget release that you would find on the shelf at Walmart, and you got to pay $80 for this guy. That's crazy. He was at like 56. So overall, I would actually say that the Demoniacal Fit is probably the best buy overall at $56, and then, whatever for some shipping. That isn't too bad. He doesn't come with much more than him, but he is a better figure. But if you're just wanting bang for your buck as far as a lot of accessories and shit, get the Kami one. But back to the SHF one for a second. I am giving that freaking figure a C-. I don't want to give him a D because his paint does look good, and in a lot of ways he moves okay, but in some it's really not acceptable. But he is a C-. Don't pick him up. Pick up whichever one of these two you like. He's a C-. That sucks. Ooh, and the halo. His halo is done different than the other two, and I don't know why, and it keeps popping out of his head almost like the hole isn't quite big enough. And that got a little bit annoying. And if you noticed, if you couldn't tell I don't like this figure, I didn't even take out the daggone plastic out of his abdomen area right there, because I'm just leaving it. I am not keeping this guy. I am selling it. He will be the first SH Figuarts figure that I sell, because I do not want this darn thing. He sucks. These other two are a lot better of an example. Now, price, overall price, I'll have to go with Kami one. Even though he's around $80 out the door, you get so much more stuff with him. He is still, I guess you would say, a better buy. But anyways, he is the overall winner. The Gogeta from SH Figuarts kind of sucks. Don't buy it. Keep an eye out for my version of this video for the Super Saiyan Blues that came out for these Gogetas, and watch the rest of my videos. I'm going to be doing my top 10 worst and best videos for a few different things. But anyways, this has been Dad with Dad's Expensive Hobby, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.